Hello, my name is Keith Hedgesbeth. I'm the automotive instructor here at the A Center at Highland Springs. Just give you guys a quick tour of our shop and let you see some of the things that we do here in the Auto Tech 2 class. Today we have a few different jobs that are going on at the same time. On the far end down there, we're actually removing the transmission to replace a flex plate. So that's a pretty intense job, and we've been working on it for a couple of days. We should be ready to pull the transmission out sometime today. This second vehicle here, the blue truck, we're putting an intercooler. The student's father bought an aftermarket or a performance intercooler, and we're working on getting that put in on that lift. And right here in front of us, we have a 4Runner, Toyota 4Runner, and these gentlemen are working on right now getting the tie rod out. We've been fighting this a little bit. Everything on this vehicle is seized up and rusted, so they're working on getting that out so we can replace the part. We should have the part on the way for this job. Once we get that on, then we'll be putting on the alignment machine. As you can see, we've replaced some other suspension parts, like for instance, the sway bar linkages are brand new. We have to also do some brake work on the emergency brakes once we get this suspension stuff done. Hold the back one.
It won't work when we had this on
All right, yeah. So hold the back one still, and then turn the front one. So the front one, you got to come up with it to turn it loose. I had it moving, so you may need to get a bigger wrench go on the back one. Yeah, let me see. This is obviously not a big enough wrench to fit over that. So we need to get a bigger wrench to fit over the back. Here, slide that back up in there for me. Okay, is this whole thing turning now? Let's see, because you may be where you need to be. All right, so all we need to do now is hold this back piece. Get something to hold this. So, yeah. So let me have that. All right, so we're gonna put this on here, tighten that up so it will hold this back nut right here.
Yeah.
Once you get that like that, all right, you got that, right? So now, hold this. No, let's move this out of the way. Just hold that right, get it up on there tight. So now, we want to take this pipe wrench and see if we can just turn this, because remember we getting this part, this is the part we're taking off. Okay. All right, so if you hold that tight, so that's what y'all want to work on, all right? So I want you to hold that while he try to turn this. So what you may reposition yourself, take this off and you come around here and you tighten this down so this won't slip off. And you let him, be right there in 1 second. You let him get under here like that, and then he need to come down while you try to hold that, okay? All right, y'all work with that, and I'll be back in a few seconds. All right, give me a holler if you, because this got to unscrew out of the whole thing.
Okay.
Got it?
Yeah.
If you run into any problems, then get your bigger wrench again, like I said, and put on this back piece, because it's loose. So yeah, you guys are in position to turn this. And you may need to, like I said, everything on this thing was seized up and rusted, so get some rust penetrant and spray all down inside of here, okay? That'll help loosen that up a little bit as well. All right, so you got a good idea where you're going?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm gonna let you, I'm gonna step back, and let you jump back in and see what you can do with it. All right, I'll be back to check on you in a few minutes. That's still warm. If y'all want to cool it down, you can put a cold rag or something on it. All right, we'll move to the next job. How y'all coming right here? Y'all ready? Y'all getting the tubes loose?
Yeah.
You got one tube loose? So it had 2 tubes on each side, right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to pull this tube completely off so you can get to the next tube above it, right?
Yep.
And you gotta do the same thing on that side. So tell me now, once you do that, I'm still looking at, you got your fans right here.
You gotta get this one.
So your fan is gonna come down. Is it attached to, so it's attached to this thing.
Yeah.
I got you. So we're gonna take, the electricals are loose, and the fan will come down with this whole entire mount with the intercooler. All right. Y'all doing all right?
Yeah.
All right, this is a slow, tedious process.
I got the other one.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
All right, so again, you might be able to just taking that loose. You may have to go ahead and loosen this up if you can. See this one right here?
Oh, yeah.
Go ahead and loosen that up because it's likely you're gonna have to take this boot off to give you enough space to get up in there to get that other one completely off. Either way, it's gotta come loose. So if you can loosen that one up, that'll get you a little bit of a head start. Then after that, you're gonna pop these little electricals loose and unplug this right here. This is like a little Christmas tree thing. This actually just pulls out. So there's a tool down there with the little fork tool, the little clip removing tool. You can put that in there and pop that off, and that'll get your electricals clear. And then look, you got one right here. You got to pop that loose. And then you got one more up here.
Okay.
And then you get a light so you can see that one. So once you pop those off, then all your electricals will be clear. And once y'all got the two hoses loose, then y'all can take these two bolts, one here, one there, and you should be able to drop the whole thing right on down. Good?
Yeah.
All right, so how much horsepower this thing supposed to add?
This is supposed to add 120 plus from the factory, so this should theoretically be in the mid 500s, so perfect for off-roading and for what we're gonna put it through.
Never always believe what you see on the label.
Well, I'll find that out once I tune it later this week.
But just make sure you do it off-road.
Oh, yeah, I will.
All right. So you got all of the flex plate bolts out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So you got your axles out, you got your top bolts out. All right, did you tell me this is the drain plug?
Yes, that's it.
So you can drain it in this.
Okay.
So now the thing of it is, I would be sure that we know how to fill it back. Because some cars, there's a procedure. I don't know the procedure on every car. So before we drain all of it out, let's make sure we know what the procedure is. So let's get the book out and look that procedure up on how to fill this transmission. Some of them you have to use a scan tool. So we want to be sure that we have that information. Once you have that information, we can go ahead and drain it out. And if looks like we're clear, we'll get the transmission jack under here, and we'll take the last bolts out, and we'll start easing this thing down, all right? But be sure that you understand, either way, we're gonna have to know that information, whether we do it now, do it later, but I'd rather know now. All right, we're gonna have to take this mount off too. All right, let me see. All right, look, see right here, come back here where I'm at. See, there's two bolts. So you got two right here. You probably want to take those two out. You may have to take this whole bracket off. I would take this whole bracket off because you're gonna need wiggle room, okay? So take both of those bolts out, then take both of these bolts out to give you enough wiggle room. Because if you only do one side or another, matter of fact, if you do this, it ain't gonna come off anyway because these studs are coming through. If you just do these two, it's gonna create such a tight fit that you're not gonna be able to wiggle this transmission out of here, okay? Okay. So go ahead and take this whole entire bracket off, and then you got a few bell housing bolts that you may have to take loose.
It's just those 6.
Yeah?
Right here. Yeah.
Yep. You got the top ones loose already. All right, so let me look on this side, see what y'all got over here. All right, what I need you to do too is, all right, see how I'm filling up here? I don't feel anything, but before we let this down, before we take this transmission out, we're gonna lower the car back down and make sure we don't have any electronics connected to this thing that we haven't seen. Because if we pull this transmission out, there's an electrical connector up top that's connected. It's gonna break it or it's gonna break the wire. So you're gonna create another problem for yourself. So there's nothing wrong with being double checking. Oops is a problem. So we don't wanna have any oopses, okay? All right, so once they get that out too, you're also gonna have to take this off. All right? Got it? Y'all working on that now?
Can you help me take this off?
Take what?
This connector off? I'll try what I'm doing again.
So we gotta look in the book to find out whether we push here or whether we push something up here. Because once you push this lever up, it's gonna push this connector out. All right? And once you get to that point, the connector's free. All right? Check that out real quick. Give me a holler back. Y'all looking pretty good. Y'all looking pretty good. But once we get that connector loose, get this out, we're gonna lower it back down to make sure we don't have anything on top connecting, all right? Okay. And then once we're sure of that, then we should be ready to start lowering the transmission out of here. Y'all got the transmission jack?
Yes, right there.
All right, go ahead and let all these things down. No, see, look, squeeze this, push it down. All right, and when you remove these clips right here, are to adjust. Yeah, no, see how this is tilted in? Take this clip out, and see how I brought it out? So leave that out right now like that. Let that go. All right, show me, let this one out. So this one to be straight, just like these. Yep. Yeah, there you go. So now you see how they work. All right. We're gonna have to find the straps too to get the. So when we get that transmission on here, we're gonna. Yeah, it's gonna have some play in it. When we get the transmission on here, we're gonna put the straps on it to secure it while it's sitting on here. We ain't gonna have it on here long, but we want to make sure it's secure while it's on here. All right. We're just gonna lower it down and let it stay on here until we put that flex plate in. Once we get the flex plate in, we put the transmission back in. So what are y'all doing right here? I understand y'all working to get this transmission out, but what is your objective as part of the job?
They're ready to take the frame off so we can have room to drop the transmission.
Okay, so you're about to take this bar out?
Yes, sir.
All right. That should be pretty good. All right, so yeah, you got these two bolts, those bolts right there. Get you, well, if they don't start turning easily, put some rust penetrant on them, because look, somebody already look like working on those bolts. When you see that light? So we don't want to round, see somebody already had a wrench on them. Yep. So we don't want to round them bolts off, all right? Because that's going to create a headache for us. So, matter of fact, yeah, take them loose if you can. Hold this side, put a ratchet or wrench on the other side, all right? We don't want to round them off. But you guys are doing pretty good. Same thing here. Go ahead and get some rust penetrant. Spray a little bit of rust penetrant right here. That way that bolt will come out pretty good. Make sure it don't only goes back on one way, so you're good to go. All right, you guys are doing pretty good. Great job. I'll be right back, but y'all are doing pretty good. Follow those next steps that I just told you, and I'll be right back.
Okay.
Well, hope you guys enjoyed a few minutes here in our shop here at the A Center at Highland Springs. We try to stay busy, so really hope you guys appreciate what we do. All right, y'all got some rust penetrant? Yeah. All right, so be sure that everybody's eyeballs are clear.